Hey there, my name is Dean Martin. I'm a real estate agent here in Calgary, and welcome to my channel, Living in Calgary, Alberta. Today I'm going to be going over the pros and cons of living in Calgary. I've lived here my whole life, and I want to share some of the things that I love about Calgary and some of the things that aren't so great. And of course, like every city has some of those. So it's a little bit about me if you're not familiar. I've been in Calgary my entire life. I've been selling real estate here in Calgary for over 30 years. I developed this channel to help people that are moving to Calgary learn more about Calgary. And if you're living here already, just have a way to learn more about living here. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, of course, I can help you with that as well. So if you're new and haven't subscribed yet, I welcome you to subscribe to my channel. And of course, hit that bell. That way you get notified of my very next video. All right, so let's get started with things that I love about Calgary. And one of the very first things is the cost of living here, and especially compared to living in Toronto or Vancouver, the bigger cities in Canada. Our cost of living is much cheaper. And the reason that is the number one cost, or the biggest cost that people have, is housing. And so if you take a look at the cost of a house in Calgary compared to Toronto and Vancouver, it's crazy. You're looking at anywhere more than double and like 3 times the amount of cost for to purchase a home. And even rental here is, even though it is fairly high, it has actually risen a lot in this last year with our current market rising in value. It is still a lot cheaper to live here as far as housing compared to these other cities. And another thing to keep in mind is if you do purchase a home in Alberta, and specifically Calgary, there's no land transfer tax. And that's a massive savings compared to, let's say, Toronto. So for instance, a home in Calgary that's a 1,800 to 2,000 square foot 2-story home detached with a attached double garage, it's probably going to run you anywhere from about $500,000 to $600,000. That same house in Toronto is probably closer to $1.5 to $2 million. And of course, the land transfer tax on like over $1 million property is tens of thousands of dollars. So a big savings just on purchasing a home in Calgary. One of the other things that I love about Calgary, I have a large family, and family life is very important to me. And Calgary offers a lot for families. There's a lot of events. Every year there's the Calgary Stampede, which is actually internationally known, and people come from all around the world to take in the Calgary Stampede. So that's right here in our own backyard. We have one of Western Canada's largest outdoor amusement parks, which is Callaway Park. Great place to take the family for a day of fun on rides, and of course they have all sorts of things and live entertainment. We also have Heritage Park, which is Canada's largest living museum. This is a massive outdoor event where you can go in and just see the history of Canada and of course our area. And so again, that's a great place to take the family. Lots of rides and just lots of things to take in. Calgary has the Calgary Zoo. I know we use it quite a bit throughout our life. Just a fun place to take the family and just spend the day enjoying and taking a look at all the different animals that we have here. We also have Winsport. This is formerly known as the Canadian Olympic Park. This is where the 1988 Winter Olympics was held. There's actually a ski hill there. There's a luge track. They got mini golf. I mean, they just got all sorts of things. Actually, in the summertime, if you're into mountain biking, you can actually go mountain biking down the ski hill, which is pretty cool. So if you're into that, you definitely want to take that in. We also have 2 pro sporting teams. We got the Calgary Flames and the Calgary Stampeders, if you like football. And once again, just a great place to go in and take an event that's live and affordable in Calgary. Calgary is known for its very good education options. We have the CBE, which is the public system, and then of course the Catholic system. Also we have a good variety of charter schools and private schools. If you need more information on that, my wife actually is a principal with the public education in the elementary school. So if you have specific questions about that and you're moving here, feel free to contact me. Just reach out. I have all my contact information below, and I'd be happy to help out where I can. Calgary is actually recognized as one of the cleanest cities in the world of populations over 1 million. And it is, if you walk around Calgary, you do notice it is a very clean city. It's a beautiful skyline. And again, just people take care of their properties here and the city overall. And so just a really good thing to be proud about for Calgary. And of course, one of my biggest favorites of living in Calgary is our proximity to the Rocky Mountains. This is where people, again, travel all around the world to come and visit, to see the Rocky Mountains. We have about an hour and a half away from Calgary is Banff, the little city of, or town, I guess, of Banff. We have Canmore, Lake Louise. These are just great places to take the family. If you like skiing, there's, of course, world-class down skiing in the winter. There's world-class hiking and mountain climbing. What else is there? I mean, there's all sorts of animals. You're going to see all sorts of wildlife, bears, grizzly bears, elk, and eagles. And anyway, just a great place to go and enjoy nature if you're a nature lover. One of the things you definitely want to take in if you go to Banff is the hot springs. We just love there, especially after a day of skiing or hiking. You just want to kind of relax. You definitely want to go and take in the hot springs. Another thing you definitely want to go check out is the Banff Springs Hotel. This is like a castle in the mountains. It's just absolutely spectacular. I believe it's about 130 years old, but you definitely want to go there and take it in. They actually have some great restaurants and shops, all that kind of thing. So again, just a great place to go visit. So that's a short list of the top things that I love about Calgary. Of course, if you have any questions about these, please feel free to reach out, comment below. And so now let's get into some of the cons or some of the things I don't quite like about Calgary. And one of the first thing is our public transportation. Compared to the bigger cities in Canada, our public transportation is still growing and isn't quite at the same level. So if you do need to get around Calgary, Calgary is a large city. You definitely want to probably have a car. That way you can get, again, quickly to like from north to south or east to west. Even though the transportation does go there, it does take a while. So one of the other things that if you have a family, you have kids going to school, our schools are very good, but they are overcrowded. So overcrowding is a problem in Calgary. And so if you're in a particular community, sometimes your kids are going to have to be bused to another community. So once again, if this is something that you have questions about, please feel free to reach out to me and I can certainly help you and guide you to find out what schools for a particular community that you're considering and what schools your kids would end up going to. Another con or another thing that a lot of people don't like, if you actually have to drive into downtown Calgary from the suburbs, traffic can get a little bit crazy at rush hour. And so, for instance, if you are in North Calgary, where I live, and want to go into downtown, it can take anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour at rush hour. So again, some people don't like that. Compared to some other the bigger cities in North America, I guess that's not bad. It's probably maybe normal, but it can be a little bit troublesome as far as being stuck in traffic going very slow. Another con for Calgary is our high unemployment. We have one of the highest unemployments currently in Canada, and that has a lot to do with our oil and gas industry at a very depressed situation right now. Oil and gas has gone through some big changes in Canada, and Calgary was known for the oil city, and so a lot of the high-paying jobs, those are actually went away over the last probably 5 years. So we're still recovering, and now the good news, I guess, about that is Calgary is getting more diversified. So we see a lot more other up-and-coming and emerging industries, and they're starting to do really quite well. Employment situation is still lower here, but there is actually still opportunity. What I really don't like about Calgary is the older I get, the less I like winter. And Calgary does have a fairly long winter. We definitely have 4 distinct seasons, but our winters are really quite long. So You know, we are currently just ending summer and we'll be heading into fall, and it's just really quite beautiful. Boy, probably about October, winter can start to come early. And once it starts to snow and get cold, it's going to be that way up until probably May. So there's several months where you know, it can get really cold. It can get down to -40. I guess one of the positives about our weather is we do get breaks compared to other cities in Canada. We get these things called Chinooks, and this is a warm wind that actually comes from the west over the mountains and actually can warm up our city very quickly. Just in a few hours, we could be in the negatives, like a -20, and all of a sudden be in the positives within just a few hours. So, but overall, though, it is a long winter, and when spring comes, I certainly welcome it, and we just enjoy those nice summer days as well as nice fall days. As you can see, Calgary is a wonderful place to raise a family and move. It offers a lot, and if you're thinking about making a move to Calgary, I invite you to give me a call and or reach out. You can message me, text me, however, just reach out, and I'd be more than happy to help you find the home of your dreams and learn more about living in Calgary. Once again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing and hit that bell, of course, and that way you'll be updated about living in Calgary, Alberta. Thanks again for watching. Take care.